Right, hello again. I'm doing the intro a bit late. It should have been me saying good morning and then explaining what I was going to do, but I forgot to do the intro before I've done the video, so I'm doing it in reverse order again. So good afternoon, but good morning instead. This one's just on planting up the polytunnel, getting the tomatoes in and a few other bits and bobs. So I hope you enjoy. Right. As you can see, strings have all been put up in place. Right, the choices for the planting, I've got the front two are going to be cherry tomatoes, a red cherry. Then we have banana legs, and a banana legs. We've got San Lorenzo, San Lorenzo, San Lorenzo, San Lorenzo. And then we've got a Brandywine pink beefsteak in that one, and that one. So what I'll do is I'll set up, I'll show you how I put the first one in, and then I'll come back to you after that. Right, first thing, just make sure there's no weeds inside the pot and loosen the soil inside a little bit, because this is, you know, in this bed it's straight in the soil at the moment. Now what I'm doing is I'm going to mix in 2 supplements. I've got that little measure, I think it came out of a sweet tub that one of the kids had. So what I'm doing, 1 scoop bloodfish and bone, and then the other one, which is this one, I'm hoping I'm getting in the right place. This is dried out eggshell, and then it's all put into the food processor just to break it up. Putting a low scoop of that in, and what that's for is it's for extra calcium for the plant to help keep it nice and strong. Obviously they'll all get fed separately as we go on. Let's just give that a bit of a mix. I've got a bucket of compost here just in case I do need to top up, but I don't bother filling them right up. I let it go right down in there, and if it gets too leggy then I'll top up afterwards, because obviously the tomato plants can take the extra soil on them. I'll work out. Now I want to keep it close to the side of the pot. Put that there for a second. Pop that out, and as I'll take the lower shoots off, get rid of them. I think I'll take that one off as well. Then lower down into position. It doesn't need to lean back against the string really, because you can always just redo that afterwards. And then the extra soil, put back in. Run that around plant. As you can fill them right up to the top. I don't personally bother unless it gets leggy and comes up, then I'll put some more in. But that's basically the first one of the cherries in. I don't think you'll want to listen to me ramble on while I do every single one. So what I'll probably do is I'll set the camera up just to record it, and then I'll fast forward through it as I'm doing it. Alright, there we are, that's them planted. Now as each one grows, I can just try and angle you a bit better. As each tomato plant grows up, what you do is, say when it gets up to about here, I'll just wind the plant itself around the string rather than winding the string. And then hopefully, if it grows well, it'll come all the way up to the top. If not, over the top. Right, now what I'm going to do in a little while, I'm going to come back out in a bit. I've got some beetroot down there. I'm going to plant around that end of the halos, and then I might have a little look, see if I've got some seeds that I can put in into some of the other spaces once I've raked it over a little bit and just make sure some of the finer weeds are gone. But I'll come back out. Right, catch you in a moment. Right, sorry for the delay there, folks. I had to go and pop an extra painkiller. Bit of a sore back. Oh, right. Now, my plan with this is rainbow beetroot. So it's different colours. Some of them I've destroyed. They should have been out of the pot and planted some time ago, but I hadn't had the tomatoes done. So the idea is use the gaps, get some of these put in. So just dip a nice hole there. See if I can get one to come out without. Oh, that's a surprise. It came out quite easy. You can see quite a lot of root. Now I'm hoping that it's not too far gone to actually crop, but we'll see. So let me get that about 4 inches. Dib another. Blimey. I'm going to try to escape. I know the ground here looks very dry, but underneath it is actually quite moist. I've been giving it a good soaking each evening when I've been coming in to water the potatoes, which have actually got the first flowers on some of them. So I may even try and see if there's any in there for the weekend, having a bit of a dinner. So I might see if there's enough there. Obviously with this, none of it's an exact science, it's just fitting it into a gap, but without overcrowding, to give them room. Some of them are multi-sown, so they'll be like a bit smaller anyway. Then I'm going to get some radishes put in, stuff like that, into some more of the gaps. No, that one broke. Right, I think that's enough of the talking bit, so the rest of these I'll fast forward through as I'm doing them. Right, should have thought about that one earlier. It's easier to pop them out the tray while you're standing up and then plonk them in. Just fill these ones up and then I'll come along and dip them in. Right, that's the last of those ones. Bed them in. I think some of them might have dibbed in a bit too deep, but we'll see. They'll either survive or they won't. Let's just compress the rest of these ones. As I say, the earth is quite moist underneath, but I'll give it a good dousing later on when the sun's gone in and it's cooled down a lot more than it is at the moment. I don't want to scorch them. Right, yeah, that's it for them. They're great now, hay fever. Right, I'll work out what I'm doing next and come back to you again. Right, what I've done now is I'm going to put in 3 rows of carrots. I've just used the back of the Horry knife, because obviously it's slightly concave, so I'll just drag the back along to make the drills. Just put that there. We've got deep purple F1 carrot, red samurai, and we've got Chantenay. I think I'm pronouncing it right. Chantenay red corded 2. So I'm going to do one of these as purple, that one, Chantenay, and then samurai on that one. Right, so I'll fast forward through this as usual. Right, that's all the Chantenays. As you can probably tell, I'm doing them very thin. I try to do it so I don't need to actually bother thinning them out. Right, that's all the carrot seeds in. Now what I'll do is I'll go along with my hand and just rub the soil over to fill it in. I'll just find a couple of bits of markers. See where the ends of the trenches are. One thing I did forget to mention, for those of you that haven't used the halos before, the idea is to try and keep them as clean as you possibly can. I don't worry too much about that because obviously where I'm growing these at home, I've got access to power, and if they get too dirty in there, I'll just get my workshop vacuum out, which is a wet and dry one, and I'll just suck the rubbish out of it. But if you're on like an allotment or you're in an area where you don't have that sort of access, then obviously you need to keep them as clean as you possibly can. I should have mentioned that when I was actually putting them in. Right, now to bed these in, I'm going to give these a bit of water, but obviously because I don't want everything else soaking wet, so you'll have to excuse me, but the girly watering can comes out. It's just enough to give them a bit of a drink. Alright, I'm going to have another think about it, figure out what I'm going to do for the other spaces, and then I will be back again. Right then, the next little job, I'm going to put some of the bunching onions into this end. So what I'm doing with these is dipping a slightly larger hole, there and there. And what I'm going to do, because I can't water the tops at the moment, as I've already said, I'm just going to pre-fill the hole there and there. Get a couple of clumps there, so put that into there. that side. How many have I got left? 2, 4. Oh. Shall I do some more here? No, I'm going to leave those. Put that in the middle now. The rest of these will go over the other side of the tunnel. Now what I'm going to do next is I'm going to put some radish seeds in. Get the radish. Right, these are China Rose radish. So if memory serves, are slightly more elongated. Now all I'm doing, roughing the surface up a little bit here because that one didn't really need any weeding. Let's get rid of them. Now all I'm doing, let me get the dirt off my fingers a bit. I'm just going to roughly broadcast them around and then just run fingers around just to try and get most of them underneath the surface slightly, and then a little bit of water. That's done. Alright, and it's a bit looser, so that should be alright. Same again, just rough it up slightly. Just getting the seeds just under the surface. The old 1 or 2 won't matter too much because they'll probably wash into the soil when I give it a proper water later on. And just rough broadcast. Obviously try not to get them too close to the carrots. Again, just ruffle the soil. Get a bit more water in a minute. Right, I just got a bit more water for that one. Right, there's them ones. Let me just turn the camera around a bit. If I move you over to here, let's try and just see. I think that's about right, yeah. Now, what I'm doing in the last two little gaps is I'm putting some lettuce. Right, where did I put my dibs? Dib up. I see it, there it is, over that side. Right, let me just get my watering can. Right, we've got, this one is Matador lettuce, so I'm going to put some Matadors in these two squares, and then I've got oak leaf, which I'm going to put along the front there. So I reckon if I put one there, one there, because I don't want to overcrowd them too much. Those off. That one up. And if I go for there, there. There'll be 4 of these ones going in. Firm down. So those ones. Ooh. Just put these ones out of the way. Right, that's the oak leaf. These are the ones I grew myself. Let me just double check the cameras. Yeah, should be able to see they're all right. The only thing with these, they should have gone in the ground already. As you can see, some of these leaves are a bit wilty, but all you do, just pop the lower ones off, because this type is the sort where you peel the leaves off as you need them and leave the rest to keep growing up through the centre. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those. So probably get all of those in. One there, one in the centre, one at that end, and then one in between each of those. Right, let's use the other. There we go. Right. So a little shifty. As I get each one out, I'll just trim back the bits that aren't any good. Very dry as well. I haven't actually watered these enough, I don't think. In fact, I know I haven't. I much prefer this type of lettuce over the type that have to ball up, because at least with these, you know, you've got the leaves there as you want them. You don't have to wait constantly for the whole thing to ball up. Oh crikey, that second fell over. Absolute mess there. Right, I'll have to tidy that up in a bit. Right. As I said earlier, I'll give that a really good water in a bit. So let me just move you around. Right. Don't even know if you can see me there. Right, let me just move along a bit. I'll give you one last little look at what it looks like at the moment. And I'll do another quick one in a couple of days just to let everybody see what it looks like once it's had a bit of water and everything's getting going a bit. Right. That's actually got a bit of a sweat on for once. If this has been any good, please like, subscribe and share and all the usual stuff. I want to try and bump my numbers up a little bit. But please give it thumbs up if you do like it. Right. I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.